We're not online, right? We
Yep,
can
we
talk.
we are live right now. Actually, everybody can see us. Hey, welcome everybody to the show. Today, I am joined by co-host Tony,
How we all doing, everybody?
and we have a special guest, our face capture model, the guy whose face is Carlos in Resident Evil 3 remake, Mr. Benson. How you doing, Benson?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. Everybody say hi to Benson. Benson, say hi to the chat.
Hi, everybody.
I know
He's
this is
dressed
one.
up as Carlos, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's in full gear. He's got his black umbrella logo shirt out. He's got his flak jacket, his LBV, low bearing vest. It's been a while for me.
There's more. There's more. There's more.
Oh yeah, and he's got
Oh
his
yeah, he's got the
rifle.
guns. Yeah. Oh man, chat's going. Oh, they're loving that you're in costume, man. They're loving it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
That's interesting because I wasn't wearing it before. We are.
Yeah. Yeah, we told him go put it on.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm going to be watching the chat for questions. We're going to kind of talk about Benson's experience being the model for the game and what his reception's been like since the game has came out and he's joined the community and the fan base. And Tony is going to be playing it. We are using Zoom, which is not the best screen sharing app. So if you guys are watching, it's going to look kind of choppy. But I wanted to have at least Benson, his face as Carlos, actually in the game so we can kind of watch what he's doing in the series and stuff and discuss some of those parts. So don't worry so much about the quality of the gameplay on there. It's going to be choppy, but at least we're here to bring you this fun interview. Taking a look here.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah, definitely. Benson, so what's your background? I mean, you've been in modeling. How did you get into modeling, and was there anything you did before that, or anything that you do alongside modeling? Is that like your primary career?
Actually, I wasn't into modeling before I finished university. I mean, I did some exchange program.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Canada to study electrical engineering.
Okay.
And some scouting agent, I don't know how you call them.
Right,
Yep,
right.
Scouting agent, yep.
Mhm.
Saw me walking in the street of Montreal and was like, are you interested in doing modeling? I was like, no thanks. I was too focused studying. Then it happened again and again. Then I moved to LA. And that's when I lived in LA that I started the whole thing. But I was more attracted by acting than modeling, but I ended up doing modeling in the end. So that was in LA.
Is modeling a more lucrative, better career for you than electrical engineering? Was that something that you're glad you made that switch?
Let's say that you can make a lot of money in both field, but the thing is that I lost interest in computer science and electronic when I grew up, because I was into video games and stuff like that. And that's the reason why I got into that field. And then no interest anymore. So I was like, maybe that's the good opportunity to do something else. But I'm still doing programming and some stuff like that. So, I mean, I know programming and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's kind of my field. I do biomedical engineering, so I work on electronics and everything as well, working on boards and stripping apart medical equipment and things. So I kind of have my background there, but this is obviously my passion, coming on here and spending time with all the Resident Evil fans.
Yeah, you have the passion. I lost it.
But you have the face. Well, we don't. How did you, I mean, we kind of briefly went over this before we went live, but how did you actually get this part for Resident Evil 3? Your agent lined it up for you, or how did that come about?
That's really interesting. So the first time I heard of that project was sometimes in July 2018 or 17, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back in France. I was in Tokyo by the time. I went back in France to see my family. They send us some face picture. They asked me like to turn around in a video. I sent them all of this and then blank for until they contacted me again around October, November the same year. So maybe 6 or 5 months blank. Then they get back to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, are you staying in Tokyo? Still living there? I'm like, yeah, I'm still there. I wanted to leave, to be frank. I was supposed to leave, but they convinced me to stay a little bit longer. I just traveled somewhere in Korea. I went
Mhm.
to Seoul, came back, refreshed my mind, and they told me that Capcom really wanted me. So then I got in the boat, and I knew it was gonna be Resident Evil because I'm a very fan of the franchise. Soon as I got Capcom in the email, Carlos and survival horror. That's all they said in the email. I was
Hmm.
like, okay, okay, I'm gonna accept this.
Right.
That's how they convinced me.
Yeah. Capcom, Carlos, survival horror. Yeah, I think I'll take that job.
Yeah, definitely yes.
What were you doing in Japan at the time?
Modeling and acting,
Modeling and acting?
and some marketing to some point, and teaching too. Teaching French, English,
Mhm.
Arabic, and I was tutoring too, mathematics and science.
Oh, okay.
Because
Wow.
I used to be a mathematics and science for a while back in France. So
Wow, that's
it was
impressive.
like,
You were really busy out there.
Seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
you do everything. You do everything in Japan. You can do everything.
Right. And how long were you in Japan for?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, some 4 years. Less than 4 years, like some 4 years, something like that.
Yeah, you were speaking Japanese to us earlier when you were talking about the process of talking with the producers and
はい、そう
everything.
ですね。日
Uh,
本語が話せる4年大体住んでいたから。
you're very
After four
fluent.
years, yeah, after 4 years, you better gotta be speaking Japanese if you wanna work in Japan, especially in that industry.
Right, definitely.
It's a very good asset, believe me.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places in my lifetime, different countries around the world. I spent 3 years in Japan, but I am nowhere near as fluent as you. I mean, I skoshi, very, very, very little.
Well, I'm a polyglot, so I learn quickly, and I started learning the grammar
Mhm.
before uh, coming to Japan. And then I moved to Japan. After a year, I was like, okay, maybe I better get to enroll in a linguistic school.
Mhm.
For 2 years, I did this. I passed like some tests. It's called Nihongo Noryoku Shiken. Yeah, Nihongo Noryoku Shiken. It means like it's like TOEFL and TOEIC, the
Mhm.
equivalent. I don't know if you know what this is.
No, I'm not
It's
too
like
familiar with
test
it.
proficiency test or something
Oh,
like that.
okay, so like a preliminary test.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you need this if you wanna go to university or if you
okay,
wanna
right.
work in a society, something like that. I'm like, okay, just do it. Been doing the same thing when I lived in LA and Egypt, by the way. Always linguistic school and studying the matter.
That's smart. It's one thing to go there and live there and try and pick up the language while you're living there, but it's another thing to actually
Yeah,
invest
it
in
would be
some
sad.
education.
Yeah, it would be sad not to grab that opportunity.
Yeah,
Like you said,
definitely.
there's some people living there, they don't speak at
Right.
all the language.
At 3 years, I just learned basics off of the friends, the Japanese friends that I had, the locals, enough to get by, and enough for them to translate everything for me.
So you lived in Japan, that's what you're
Huh?
telling.
Okinawa. I was stationed. I was
Okinawa.
in military stationed there for 3 years. I
Wow.
loved it. I miss it. It was one of my better experiences of my life, and I would love to go back up there. I barely passed through mainland just once through the airports through Narita, but that's as far as my mainland experience went.
Okay. So did you get a chance to browse around?
In Okinawa, I was all over that island. From seeing the aquariums, going to the beaches, playing golf. We had a lot of military bases out there, so we were constantly moving between different
I've
bases.
been
And
there.
yeah,
Been in
it's a
Okinawa.
beautiful island. It's a little busy, a little
Yeah.
crowded, but I love it. It was a great time out there. I had a beautiful,
What's
beautiful
the name
experience.
of the main island? It's Nara, isn't it?
Which one? For
Nara.
Okinawa?
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
Naha? You mean the city?
Naha, yeah.
Yeah, that's like the major city. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the major city is Naha. I've
That's
been
where all
there.
the main shopping is and all the good restaurants. That's where the Air
A lot
Force
of
Base is.
yeah, I was gonna say that. A lot of
Yeah.
American soldiers down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got the good base. I was on the north part of the island where there was pretty much nothing. We had to travel everywhere to get outside and actually go see stuff.
You know that the mentality is different in Okinawa.
I've heard
from
that.
the rest of Japan.
I've heard that. It's
Like
although it's
like
Japanese,
Hawaii.
they
Yeah,
consider
it's like Hawaii.
they're Okinawans, not necessarily Japanese. They consider their own culture out there, which is nice.
Even the karate they practice there
Mhm.
is like Okinawan karate. It's a
Mr.
different
Miyagi.
style. Yeah,
Mr.
Miyagi is
Miyagi.
coming from there.
That's right. That's where well, they went out there for Karate Kid 2, right? They were in Okinawa.
Yep,
And
they
then
did.
3, they came back to the States, I think. But,
Doing the that stuff with the tambour, you know.
right. And
I don't know if you
breaking the
really-
ice, the top. Let me see if we've got any
I
questions.
can do
coming in
that.
yet.
I can do that.
You can break ice?
Break-
You were
Yeah.
you were a martial artist, just like you and Tony were talking about that. You study martial arts pretty
Yeah.
comprehensively, pretty in depth.
I was pretty into martial art when I was younger, very motivated, very passionate, and then I dropped because I had to study. So I had to make a choice.
Right.
And in
right.
the end, I chose my study. Then I had lost interest, and in the end, I did modeling and acting. Life could be tricky sometimes.
You never know where you're going to go. I think you made a pretty good
That's
choice. I mean, you got to be a model for one of the characters in the game that you enjoy. A lot of people right now are saying that they should have maybe had you voiced it too. But I mean, Jeff did great as well. Jeff Shine was great.
He did good.
But
He did
you looked the part for sure. I like the redesign. I think most people, that's one of the things they really enjoyed about it. While we love the original Carlos, but he was built to be a very campy character, very cheesy, ladies' man, machismo. But then you get this new Carlos who's, I mean, you like I said, you look great, but he's very much calm and collected. He's very smooth, and it all just meshed so well between the appearance and Jeff's acting. It was a really good combination.
Yeah, like I said, I think that the difference between ancient Carlos and new Carlos is like basically you had a Leon-looking Carlos in the Last Escape, the original, right?
Right.
And basically they had to make something different. That's my opinion, to make the difference. Some people were even calling the red Leon Carlos. That's how they were referring to him.
Right.
So they were like, okay, maybe
part.
they gave him that accent to make the difference, and that made him kind of popular in the 90s, if you remember. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. All the sexy ladies love my accent. I mean, like the foxy ladies, right?
The foxy ladies. That was fun. Yeah. He was a fun character, and I think that was a big difference between the first two games where they were so serious. Everyone in the game was serious and very atmospheric, and then you get this third one, which is also very serious. But then here comes Carlos, who's a bit of a elevation, like comedy. You know, a little bit of relief there. You know, it's still serious, but his playing back and forth and flirting, and like I said, that charisma that he had broke up some of that, I guess, atmosphere to make it a little more enjoyable, something different, which was cool.
Yeah, two different personalities, but both of them are iconic. So I like both of them.
Right. JJ wants us to see if we can stream their gameplay from the other day, but I won't be able to set that up right now. If I do, I got to like completely back out of everything. So, like I said, when I started this, there will be some lag. Zoom screen share is not the best unless I think you have to have like a super PC to both stream your camera and your gameplay and everything at the same time.
Okay, so I'll just start playing the game and
yeah, if you want to, at least that's something going on, so we can see Carlos's model running around, and we can see Benson. We can get some reactions. I kind of want to dive into what has it been like for you, seeing everybody enjoying your character, but you've played the game as well.
Man,
like
I've been
being on the
that
other
game.
side, playing your person.
He was the first person for me playing Carlos. For you, it's a third person.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's a good point. I didn't think about that's first person for you. Technically, that is you. How about the death scenes and all these weird things of seeing your character model, get wrecked by a hunter?
It's always like strange to see yourself in a game, or especially in a game, not in a movie, but especially in a game,
right? And
getting killed by a hunter. So sometimes it's funny, and sometimes you're like, shit. Is that the face I'm doing when I'm in pain or something? Is that how people see me when I'm in pain during martial tournament, kumite and stuff like that?
Right, the kumite, the blood sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Van Damme earlier too.
What was that line? Dim Mak, right?
Dim Mak.
Dim Mak. Yep.
The
The
mark, right?
death punch.
Breaking
Mhm. The bottom brick. Kind
yeah.
of like breaking that ice.
I can break bricks, but not choose which one I want to break. You know.
Right.
And then you got his buddy who just takes the brick and he just crushes it with his head.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah,
I really
Jackson.
love that movie, man. I really love that movie. Well, the Frank Dukes story is all fake, you know that. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie is great,
I've
man.
come to that realization. I've seen the research and documentaries on that, and unfortunately, it's all fake. But that doesn't change the fact that the movie is awesome.
But that's a perfect script scenario for a movie. Thanks, Frank Dukes. Thank you, Van Damme. I
Yeah,
really like that movie.
I mean, you made a great movie.
He's a storyteller anyway.
Yeah.
That's a story.
He really is, and that's what really put Van Damme over the mark, I guess. Put the spotlight on, really made him famous, I think, at that point, because he'd done some small stuff, but this was like starring role, something that everybody loved. Great movie, really displayed his martial arts abilities and his acting chops. So it's a great movie. It's one of my favorites.
Man, Van Damme is a respectable artist. Really like him.
I enjoy. I follow him on social media and stuff, but I like his YouTube channel. He's been doing a lot of his workout videos he's been doing, and then his little projects that his kids write. You know, these funny sketches where there's the one where he's walking down the street and everybody's excited, "Hey, Van Damme!" and he's doing the high kicks to everyone instead of giving high fives. Yeah, it's great.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah.
You got to send me that link because I didn't see that. I want to see.
Okay, yeah, I'll send it to you. It's a really funny video. Yeah, you do a lot of kicks. You guys were talking about that. Tony is a little bit of mixed martial arts because he's kind of had different influences growing up of people who practiced.
I've seen that on Twitter, like teaching kicks during his photo shoot.
Right.
Yep. Like when I do a lot of martial arts shoots that I've done out there, like Street Fighter and stuff like that, a lot of the people that come to me, like they don't know how to throw kicks properly or punches or like elbows or anything like that. So I'll show them like right then and there. And they're like, this is so cool. I didn't think I was going to be taught anything. I thought I was just going to come and pose. I was like, no, you're getting the full, like, real experience with me here.
I've seen you doing a kick. It's a picture. You're doing like a Van Damme kick.
Yep.
And you keep your leg in the air. Man, the stance is just
stance
to the
good
perfection.
And to hold it enough to get a picture. Well, you got the super cameras. I'm sure your shutter speed.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you the picture. I don't know if you're in an airport or like a convention center. I don't know where you are, but
that was the picture that you're thinking of. That was outside the Boston Convention Center. I was out there doing a photo shoot for a client, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, like take this shot right here." And they're like, "Oh okay, I'll hold it." And they took it.
That was a Van Damme kick.
Yep. Well, like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm a bigger guy now and everything like that, but I'm still as flexible as ever.
I'm flexible too.
And kicking is what pays the bills. That's how Van Damme got his money.
I wish kicking paid the bills, but that's what photos are for.
Right. That's the good
in that
camera
case, you
stuff.
should involve in MMA and UFC and doing stuff. I wanted to actually be a professional. I told you I choose between studying and martial art. I choose studying, but I really was good back in the days. I really was a good martial artist. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I better get to study.
I gotta go to study.
Exactly. Do I want to get punched in the face the rest of my life, or do I want to get paid doing something I enjoy? Unless you enjoy getting punched.
Or living.
Right.
Carlos is doing the same thing.
That's true.
Carlos is doing the same thing anyway. He's fighting for a living.
Kind of circled back around, right? Like you're not doing it, but Carlos can do it for you.
Yeah.
And
it's my hologram.
Yeah, right. We were gonna see about joining up with Sasha for this, but Sasha was busy. But how has that been? Kind of getting to know Sasha, even though you're different situations. I'm assuming you guys hadn't met before doing the game, right?
We didn't.
But you met through the game after the fact.
Oh yeah, like through different platforms, but not physically. But
at least to have an acquaintance there. You guys know each other, so it's nice to know that the two models that we're looking at, that we associate to what the characters are, actually are friendly in real life and know each other.
We've been doing some stuff together, some project. Maybe we should do a walkthrough some days.
That would probably be fun. I think people would really like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
You've taken on to doing some of the streaming and stuff recently too, as well, right?
I lately played Resident Evil 3, Last Escape, the original. I didn't finish the game. It's been a while I didn't play that game, but I really like it. So I invite you guys to come and see me if you want to. Maybe I'll be playing the coming days. I'll be finishing,
Yeah,
trying to.
definitely. We'll give you shout outs and everything like that when you.
Yeah, let us know so we can send everybody your way that doesn't already watch.
Yeah.
And obviously, in the description below, there is your social media for people who don't know about Benson, or you're just finding out about him, or you didn't know where to follow him. Now you have a chance to follow his social media and stay up to what he's doing. Maybe something down the road, maybe Carlos comes back or something. We really don't know at this point. But he, doing your streams, going out there doing your whatever it is you're doing, at least people can keep up with you and kind of expand your fan base there that you already have just sitting there. Let me see here. So what happened, Tony?
Let me read some question.
Yeah, go for it.
Man, there's no, maybe someone is asking you maybe to restart the stream. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're just getting the video that they're seeing for the gameplay is all laggy. This is something new we're doing. We normally don't have the face cams. We did it for ROCON, and it worked great because it was just people's face cams.
On which platform you playing that game, by the way?
PC.
PC.
My PS4 is not working well right now, so it's mainly because I guess that this whole Zoom thing doesn't work super good with this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's technically
he's
streaming his game to me through Zoom. The game is also playing, so it's eating up the RAM for that. His webcam's going, his microphone's going. So this is definitely something we probably won't do the gameplay in the future.
OBS is sometimes really, really difficult to
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Do
That's
the
why
parameter. Yeah. What kind of graphic card GPU do you have on your PC? Is that a NVIDIA or like AMD?
It is NVIDIA, and that's all I know. My PC was custom. I don't know much about technology.
Because NVIDIA have, like, when you do streaming on OBS, there's some option parameters. You choose like the NVEG encoder. Maybe that would fix your problem. You fix the FPS.
Well, it's not even my PC that's doing it. It's just because Jeff's running it through his, and I don't think his can handle it.
I think it's Zoom that can't handle it. Mine can definitely.
Yeah, it's Zoom that can't handle it mostly, and because my computer is actually very good apparently. So I was like, okay, good. I mean, I paid money for it, so I would hope it's good.
Well, if you can play Resident Evil 3 on your computer, it means that it has a very good base.
Yeah.
At least.
Oh yeah, no, I played this. I played the PC version when it launched and everything like that. And it was fine. So again, it's more Zoom because Zoom isn't really made for this. Like, I think what we could have done was like if we just done like a Discord
Zoom.
thing, we could do Zoom video, but Discord the footage, and it would have ran better, I think. But
can I make a shitty joke for the Portuguese?
Sure.
Yeah. Zoom, Oliveira mata It's supposed to be zoom, capoeira mata
Right. I remember
which means like zoom.
Right.
Capra killed one of them again.
I remember there was a movie with Mark Dacascos.
Only the strong.
Only the strong, yeah. That was another movie I loved growing up.
I did practice capoeira. I can do backflips and Thomas and stuff like that.
Capoeira is beautiful. It's so beautiful, fluid and movement. Beautiful. Yeah, it really is. I'm a fan of a guy from a long time ago. He was actually had worked with Ruben Langdon, the stunt performer for Chris and Power Rangers, a lot of very great things. Dante. They were in a group called Zero Gravity. It was a stunt performer group. A bunch of guys came together, martial artists, parkour experts, and there was a guy part of that group called Latif Crowder, who was a capoeira specialist. And I love watching him perform in other movies and just seeing some of his stunt reels. Great performer.
He a Brazilian guy?
Yeah.
African Brazilian looking guy? With
he's got his dreadlocks.
He looks like Eddie Gordo?
He is Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he played Eddie in the Tekken movie.
So, yeah. It's real Eddie Gordo. Yeah, that guy is just... Man, I don't know if you saw that piece of documentary upon kicks in martial art. They compared like Taekwondo kicks, karate kicks,
right,
Kung Fu, and Eddie was there. And they register the best kicks with his style, capoeira. Did you see that?
I've seen that.
Man, the kicks he throw is just
capoeira. It's hard.
Let me pick up. We've got some questions coming in. John TTA asks, so who inspires you, Ben? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Ooh.
Well, the 90s, basically a lot of stuff from the 90s, the 80s, like Van Damme, um, Stallone. I know it depends which film. I got this inspiration from a lot of martial artists, and for that game, I would say the inspiration maybe was Stallone somehow for the haircut. What do you think, John TTA? You can answer down there.
The haircut.
Yeah,
that's the Rambo haircut.
It's definitely a Stallone thing, like a Rambo thing. Look at this. See?
Yeah. We need to get you
Rambo. That's your next cosplay, dude. You're gonna have to cosplay Rambo now.
That's true. You could do that.
Especially since he is gonna be in Mortal Kombat 11. That trailer was godlike.
It just came out yesterday.
Wait. It came out, or
Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition, which is the full with all the DLC that's come out, all the fighters for the last year since it was released, and it's PS5 capable, so it's got the high frame rates and everything. But Rambo was the newest addition, and Sly actually came back to voice him for the game, which is cool because Arnold didn't voice the Terminator; somebody else voice matched him.
But that guy got Schwarzenegger's blessing, though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, he nails the part. But this is Sly. That's actually Rambo.
Are you talking about the "I'll be back"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not supposed to be in the scenario at the beginning, like you said.
Yeah,
and then the guy, then Schwarzenegger said something like, "Let me try something. I'll be back." And then you know the rest of the story, right?
Yeah, James Cameron was like so against it. He goes, "No, you're gonna say I will be back," and he's like, "No, I'll be back." Like that was like how it worked, and it just took off from there.
Man, that "I'll be back" thing, it's like a meme now.
Iconic. It's iconic.
Iconic, it is.
I mean, you think of 90s action, obviously you think of the people, but what's one of the most recognizable lines in all of movie history in general? I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back, man.
A lot of the best like one-liners and stuff like that are from action movies.
Stick around. I always remember that one.
Throws the Commando. Yep. Oh my god. No, that was Predator.
Predator.
Have you seen his first movie? Like it's Apple and something.
Which one? Sly or Arnold?
Really first movie, he's dressing like some Greek.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
There was one that was Hercules in New York.
That's the movie. Yeah.
Where he was
It's
Hercules.
very funny the way he talks,
Yeah, he was still learning his English at that point. He was still getting comfortable with it.
He's supposed to be Greek, but he speaks with a strong Austrian German accent.
Austrian. Let's see.
Interesting.
I've got another question here. I got to go back up and find it. Okay, so Nidex Hun asked Benson, which do you prefer, the classic RE3 or the remake? I'm thinking probably remake, but as an RE fan, in your heart.
Let's say I like the remake. I really like it. I mean, like the game is just, well, it's not long enough, let's be honest, but the gameplay is crazy. It really improved from the original, but the original is like always gonna have a place. It's gonna be the original game. So if you're a fan of the franchise and you played the franchise, Last Escape is like a great game, and there's nothing you can argue about it. So both of them, I would say that the Last Escape bring me nostalgia. I don't know how you say that. Nostalgia bring me nostalgia.
Yeah,
nostalgia. It brings me nostalgia, while the new one gives me I was hyped. I was very excited when I knew that the game was coming out, plus I was in the game. So when you don't have that quality of games for a while, and then you get a remake coming, we got Resident Evil 2 remake that came first. So it's just like a blessing from the skies. So I like both of them.
Like you said, remake 2 we knew about for a while. When they said we do it, we knew something was going on, but nobody really knew 3 was going on until they announced it. Really, I mean, there was like rumors, there were leaks that were supposed to be out there, but nothing was confirmed until they had dropped that trailer. And I was like, oh, it's here. Like remake 3 is here. Yeah, and it was coming fast.
We do it.
Right. And they did it again.
The t-shirt guy, we do it.
Yep, we do it. Yep. No, like that was actually kind of because like in the day and age that we live in, it stinks that you can't be excited about stuff because everything gets like leaked and stuff. And like, you know, RE3, like people were talking about, it's like, oh, nothing's official, we don't know anything. And all of a sudden it just drops, and I'm just like,
you know what? I knew that they were gonna be tricky about it. We're trying to hide. I told you earlier that they didn't want me to say nothing about it. Literally, even the guy who took me from the Osaka station when I met him, he brought me to the taxi, and I was looking at him. I'm like, "That's Resident Evil 3, isn't it?" Carlos Oliveira. He's like, you know, he said, "Nani mo iwanai," like I'm not gonna talk. No. I'm like, okay, that's him.
That's kind of
and
like,
he was
okay.
upset somehow.
Yeah,
he was
like,
upset.
I want to keep this job. I'll just leave it at that.
So I'm like, okay, that's definitely Carlos. And then when you get in the studio, they bring you what they want you to be. They bring you like some sketch, you know. I'm like, man, that's Carlos. Come on. Even though there's no name, you know, I know that's Carlos. I know I'm going to Carlos. UBCS, the whole thing, the Latino-looking guy, you know. And in the end, he didn't tell me nothing, but I knew that he was going to be Carlos. That was really interesting. I couldn't talk about it. For some reason, they didn't wanted me, any of the cast, to talk about it. So
they put him under pretty tight lockdown for
I think they're
NDA
doing the same for the new one, you know.
Did you have your hair before that? With it being long like that? No,
actually, my hair were very short during the shoot.
Okay.
And what's interesting, when I saw this, you know, the game, when I saw this on the game, I'm like, that's pretty much my haircut when I'm letting them grow.
Right. So, when it's growing out, like it is now.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe let them grow to see if it matches.
Yeah.
What they didn't expect, because they didn't know that.
That's how
there's no pictures of my hair being like this in any of my pictures. So
that's really interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah, and I was surprised because that haircut wasn't the haircut that was supposed to be on the game. I mean, what I saw when I was in the studio, when they gave me the sketch, I was like, okay, it was more like a chronicle or a original Carlos
mid-long,
like with the long mid part,
like going that way, you know, like then.
No, his was slicked back. That's right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the original Carlos. Did he have he had a middle part, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did. The classic '90s middle part. But that's funny is that you saw after the fact, you're like, oh, you know what? Actually, maybe I should just grow my hair out. It doesn't look bad on the cover.
When I saw the leak, the first thing I saw was a leak. It was maybe around January or something, you know. It was on the PlayStation Store, something. And I saw this, and I was like, man, is that me? I wasn't even sure it was me. It took me a while to realize, I swear. It took me a while. Yeah, that's me. That's Resident Evil 3. And at the point I thought that the game wasn't coming out. I really thought that because the Resident Evil, the project you have in the game, what's the name of the game? The second game you have?
Oh, Project Resistance.
Yeah, Project Resistance was supposed to be, they were trying to make us believe that it was going to be the whole
Resistance,
game.
Right.
And I was like, oh man. So finally, no Resident Evil 3, they changed the whole thing. I'm like, okay, fine. And then I saw like the leak, and I was okay. I know what they're playing at.
Yeah, trying to misdirect everyone. I do have some questions coming in here. Claire Elisser wants to know, do you prefer... Okay, so do you like Nemesis forms in the remake or the original? Because there are some similar ones, but there are some very different ones.
And the nose...
Right, the nose, the redesign, but then not only that, but having in the original, the remake, having the dog-like creature.
I prefer the voice for the voice acting. I prefer the original one. The voice is more stars. It's more deep. The new one is like it's good, but it's not that deep. But the difference is that he yells, you know, and that yell is something.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know who's doing the voice acting. Is it Neil?
Neil did Nemesis and Nikolai.
Yeah, but
even the voice acting.
No, he didn't do the voice. He just did the motion cap for Nemesis. Somebody else did the voice. I'm not sure who that was.
The voice maybe synthesized or something, because I saw that Nemesis was a Dutch guy I know, which is really tall, muscle. His name is Rene. He does like kickboxing, and he lives in Japan. And he did like some stuff for Resident Evil, where he was not the Nemesis. I think it was the Tyrant for like Universal Studio for a commercial.
Oh,
you see the
that's
commercial?
Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I thought it was him. I really thought it was him. I didn't ask him until I learned he was actually Neil.
I'm gonna go through and answer some of these other ones. Let's see. We got Goldheart. Ben, when you got the email from Capcom, did you get a feeling that you would be Carlos? But you kind of went over that. You said you had an idea because you put the pieces together, but they wouldn't tell you for sure. And you pretty much realized maybe I shouldn't ask these questions because they don't want to talk about it.
Like the first email I got was like, I think he mentioned just the B letter, like B, survival horror. That was the first email I had. And then I got like the Carlos, you're going to be some Carlos. Like, okay, I got it.
And then we've got Alessio ProXY, I probably butchered that, asked if you were a Resident Evil fan before you started for the franchise.
Oh yeah, believe me.
You grew up with it, yeah. We were talking about that. We're
the franchise.
all kind of somewhat around the same age, but so we all grew up with it together, and you said that you grew up enjoying playing it. You, like you said, you put those pieces together when you saw that email and got pretty excited about it.
I knew. The first email I didn't know. When they asked me like in July or like June, send me some facial pictures, some videos when you're turning around, like topless and stuff like that. I was okay. I just know it was a Capcom project. That's it. and then they gave me the, the hint, and I was like, damn, that's Carlos.
It's gotta be.
That has to be him.
I
didn't know that.
What do you think about all the mods that are coming out, like the different variations of not just Carlos, but making Carlos into somebody else?
Some of them are just crazy.
Yeah, there's some imaginative people out there.
Some of them are disrespecting me, man.
Disrespecting. You guys
like,
go
what
back
the
and
heck? Some of my families and friends saw me. They just send me like a screenshot, and I'm like, go. And the funny thing is, like,
I didn't do it. That wasn't part of the job.
Body is the same, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's your body. I'm like, okay, whatever, but that was funny, man. That was, at the beginning, it was like something strange here, and I'm like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, well, when you give people, and this is something I kind of liked about these new Resident Evil games is they're very moddable. Like I just saw a video the other day where somebody did a deep fake of putting the original Spider-Man cast from the first Tobey Maguire movie, Sam Raimi movie, on the faces from the game, the Spider-Man game. And I was like, that looks so good. That would be cool. But that game is not on the PC, so we'll never get that. But we do have something like Resident Evil where they can literally not only change the way your character looks, but change your character completely in the game and put something else in there.
They do this for movies as well. I don't know if you saw like how they fix the deepfake CGI BS from back in the days, and they deepfake the movie they fix it literally. I don't know if you saw the movie King Scorpio with The Rock. I forgot the name
Scorpion
of the game.
King. Scorpion King. Well, it was the second Mummy movie where they first showed his face. I think I know what you're talking about, and it looked
he goes like
horrible. He did his eyebrow, but it was so bad.
So if you watch half the face, he's like, he's angry, and if you look the other one, he's like smiling. And they fix it so well using deepfake technology. And man, just watch it on YouTube. They do like something like this with Star Wars, like Princess. What's the name of the princess?
Princess Leia.
Princess Leia from the CG version of her.
Man, the CGI compared to the deepfake, it's like a joke. that deepfake technology is really scary.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
still new. There's a lot they can do with it.
Yeah, there was a while back when I saw Ruben Langdon. He was showing me and my friend this deepfake video he put out, and it was called Keanu Reeves stops a robbery.
Yeah,
and
it's him
as Keanu Reeves, and he's doing the voice as Keanu, but they did the deepfake, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah, they put Keanu's face on him.
It was Ruben doing everything, and it was such a thing to see that. I'm thinking to myself, I was like, Ruben, you ever think this stuff is kind of scary? Like, people could be framed for kind of stuff like this. Isn't it weird? And he's like, yeah, but it's kind of awesome. And I was like, okay, I won't argue with that. It is awesome.
Yeah,
it is awesome. There's nothing to argue. That is awesome, man. Like, and there is some software when you can deepfake your face, but it's not that good.
Not yet.
It's fine.
It's good. Like, I mean, it's decent.
Yeah,
it is decent.
Yeah,
but
Tony's been playing with it a lot. He's been putting the road team in different movies.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm trying to imagine what it's gonna be in 20 years or like 10 years. You know, it's gonna improve.
Oh, I know. They're literally gonna put like a helmet over your head and it just scans you like completely.
You know what I see coming?
Motion capture and stuff.
What I see coming is like video games. You're gonna be able to deepfake your face in the game or like do a 3D synthesizing, and you're gonna be the hero of the game. It's gonna be very easy to.
So when I'm playing like Fallout 9 in the future, and
you'll be the real character.
Have my face in it instead of.
I believe that's gonna happen. I really believe it's gonna happen.
Gaming companies could make a lot of money off that somehow.
Yeah, talk about scanning the face. So what was that like? You showed up to Capcom's headquarters and they put you in a booth and then just throw you in this thing where cameras spun around you. What is that like?
So the first sequence was they asked me like to get in a very bright room with plenty of cameras shaping a globe. I was in the middle sitting. They asked me to do like a lot of facial expression following a sequence, you know. It has to follow a sequence. You're gonna do this. Before this they did put some point in my face, you know. I think it's to catch the
little dots to catch your little facial movements, and
so it was like motion capture of the face, like motion capture of facial expression. In Japanese they call it moji, I believe. It's
okay.
No, it's not moji. The guy told me something, I forgot. But anyway, I was doing this for a while. It took like half the day, I would say, like the morning. And then they brought me to another room in the same studio. It was the next room. Say, get this, like the Carlos outfit. They asked me to go like black shirt, Carlos only. Then this, with all equipment. They took some shot of me like holding a gun like this.
Right.
Some stance that you can see this stance in one of the sketch that was released that you can win in the game as a trophy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the unlockable section.
Yeah, there's one of the poster where I'm like this with a gun. And you see like the sketch 3 like from face, background, and profile. So they took the picture in the studio. That picture, so far I remember. Then they asked me to go topless, and that was the last sequence of the whole thing.
And that's your full physique in the game, right? The model is completely...
I believe it's mine. I really believe it's mine. Some says, I know my body. I'm pretty sure it's mine. Sometimes, you know, like I know that some video games company just give some resources to some people. And I don't know if it's a good idea to talk about it, but I was asked to do that thing for, I didn't know what mod was, but I remember, I was asked for computer mod. I remember this. And they say, you have to tell us if you mine or not. And I was asking question like, is it like for, before they told me this, I thought it was like for real-time injuries and stuff like that.
Right.
That's what I really thought. But I didn't get through what it was. I remember I was telling stuff like Kotoba Tsujite Chotto Wakaranai. Like I don't get exactly what you're trying to tell me by mode, PC mode.
Right.
I thought it was just PC version, but then I learned later on that mode means what we all know now.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm 100%. It's my body.
Huh. Well, they do have like the
some
ultimate
stuff.
costumes and all that stuff in there too. So maybe that's where they were going. I don't know. It's strange.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
sure
want
they
to
have
say
their
BS.
process.
So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
my opinion. I know what I signed for.
mm-hmm.
What I signed for, there was two kind of contract: face only
Mm-hmm.
or body.
Mm-hmm.
No, face only or body and face.
Right.
So I got the second option.
The full body and face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I signed for.
Jan Sagesta wants to know who's your favorite character in Resident Evil 3, besides Resident Evil 3, like in the other games, the other entries.
Upon the mercenaries, I would say I like Nikolai.
Nikolai's awesome.
And,
Neil was awesome as Nikolai too.
man, I like Nikolai. Nikolai is great, man.
Yeah.
Like in Resident Evil 2, Leon.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunk. Hunk is a great character.
Isn't that funny how everybody loves Hunk and there's so little about him that other than his extra game modes, and we know he's the badass that can kill everything.
I don't know if you know, but in the when they developed the lines of the game,
mm-hmm.
he's supposed to be Nikolai's rival. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because he's a badass as well.
Yeah. Would have been nice to see those two square
up. If they
up.
do a movie, man, they gotta make some story upon how they became rival and how the whole thing became, a rivalry
I'd still love
between
to see
two cells from Umbrella. What?
A prequel series, a prequel game about Hunk, and then that would be cool to see him cross paths with Nikolai at some point in his career. As the mercenaries versus the special agents.
I mean, there was they did try to do that, like with the original Resident Evil 3 back in 1999 was supposed to be Hunk's game on that cruise ship, and then they scrapped that, and then years later, like when they first announced the Resident Evil Revelations for the Nintendo 3DS, they showed Hunk on the ship, and then they scrapped that idea, and then we got the Revelations we had now. So it's just like we got teased twice. This ain't fair.
Yeah, give us the game already. We know Capcom loves their ships in Resident Evil. Just put Hunk on the ship and let us do it.
I'll take a game with another ship.
Yeah,
I'll take
it. Let's see. I've got another one here. Says, what is your favorite Resident Evil game?
I played Resident Evil 2. The first game of the franchise was Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation.
Yeah, that was your first.
And he left such a good impression.
Right.
I mean, I came out from 16-byte video games, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and then this happened.
32-bit.
I didn't play Resident Evil 1 yet. No, I didn't play Resident Evil 1 yet. And you play this directly. You get the shotgun. There's zombies. You shoot. There's one zombie cut in two. The barrel behind is exploding. It's like, wow. It's like something really new. So I really like Resident Evil 2 original. It's definitely my favorite.
It is so good because, like you were saying, like we're dealing with stuff in the 16-bit era, so everybody's happy playing things like Mario or Chrono Trigger or like Breath of Fire or like Super Mario RPG.
Street of Rage 2,
those games have aged pretty well.
Street Fighter, and then
this. Then you go from all that looking stuff, and you're like, oh, games can't get better than this. Then PlayStation comes out with like Crash Bandicoot, Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil, Metal Gear, and it's like, what the hell am I looking? We got voices in video games now.
Metal Gear was something different, but Metal Gear is something, man.
Oh god,
the impression he left on me, man. That game, I could play that game again and again and again. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, we still do.
Our team leader has been playing it on his channel with his cousin. They were playing. I think they're still going through it. They went back to play the original again. I mean, graphically.
I'll play that game for sure on my channel. I'll do a stream playing that game.
You gotta, man. That is such a fun game to play. Metal Gear games are hard to stream for me personally because it's like I get so absorbed that I don't want to ignore my chat. But when you play that original and stuff, man, it takes
you in the game. You're into that. Revolver Ocelot, like
Revolver Ocelot, Sniper
Raven
Wolf,
Vulcan,
Meryl. Yeah, that's a great
Sniper Wolf.
Yep.
A
Sniper
friend of
rifle.
mine, like I'm trying to get her to agree to do a sniper.
Ninja, man, the ninja when he comes and
Yeah,
my
Cyborg
hand!
Ninja. Great Fox.
My hand!
Yep.
Ah! We're going to play
That was
a
funny.
game, Solid Snake.
It's great.
I love that. Like when they remade Metal Gear back in the day to Metal Gear, what was it? Metal Gear Twin Snakes
on Nintendo something, right? They did
Nintendo
it.
GameCube.
Yeah, Twin Snakes.
They didn't get the original voice actor to come back for the Cyborg Ninja, Frank Yeager. It was a bummer. But then years later, I found out, I was like, wait a minute, that's the guy who voices Yakko from Pinky and the Brain, Raphael from the original Ninja Turtles from the 80s. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, right.
He goes from Ninja Turtle to Ninja Cyborg. It was
That's
awesome.
Right. With a crazy rat in the process there.
Yep.
Both of them happen to be ninjas anyway.
Yep. So Benson, what would you say since the game's come out through this whole process? What is like one of the biggest things that's like stuck with you? Like just memory, interaction wise, just something that's happened along the way that's just really, really stuck deep inside you and made you feel great about the whole thing.
The experience during the shooting you're talking, or like playing the
game? Well, just during the shooting to playing the game to getting to know the fan base and
the fan base, the hardcore fan base. I really like how connected they could be. The chemistry among the that fan base. So that's really interesting. I mean, like above the game, that's really something that I really appreciate. Thank you guys. You're the best fans one can have, I believe.
We have to say thank you as well for being so interactive with us and really embracing us as much as we embraced you. It's been nice to not only have the actors, but to have, like the model, the people that we're staring at the whole time, to want to be part of that. It could just be a job. You could have gone in, scanned your face, and called it a day, got your check, but you knew, not only being a fan, but you saw how important Resident Evil is to the fans and how many fans there are out there. It
is, because I believe if someone else would be Carlos or like the previous game, I mean, like I was into the previous game, and I was kind of busy. I played the game. I played Resident Evil 2. Actually get back to video games thanks to Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's very interesting. I didn't play video games for years. Maybe 10, 15 years. I didn't play. And then Resident Evil 2 Remake came. I was like, man, I gotta play it. Because the nostalgia was so good, man. Now I swear to God, I'm gonna play that game. And I came back to France and I played the game like so many times until the third came, and I was like so excited. It was so good. I wasn't aware about the fan base yet. I wasn't aware. And then I got contacted by many people when I made my profile public on Instagram.
Right.
Because I wasn't public. I talked to some to my agent and some people. They said maybe you should be more open. Maybe you should go. And then I embraced the whole thing. But I wasn't aware that people would come to me. And then the whole chemistry is happening. And I'm like, okay, but I couldn't talk. Some people thought that I was maybe being distant, but that wasn't the case. I had a contract. I had a contract. I couldn't talk. So I was avoiding answering questions.
Right.
And then, the whole thing is still going on, and I really appreciate that.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, so our team leader chimed in. He actually donated $5 in the chat to say something. Ali, can you pull that up?
JJ?
Probably because I'm ignoring his messages on my phone right now. No, I'll just play it, JJ. No, JJ says, wish I could be there, but unfortunately I have to work. Thank you, Benson, for taking the time to hang out with us. The RE community really appreciates it.
You're very welcome.
Yes, I know this is something we've been trying to set up for a while, and then I got wrapped up in ROCON, so I was like, you know what? That's a lot. Let me set it back. As soon as ROCON's done, give me a week to recover. I got a hold of you, and here we go. We're setting this up.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm here.
It's nice to see that, like, we talk to the actors a lot, and we talk to producers and stuff outside, but and hopefully we'll have some interviews like that down the road. But having the model to come in is a different story. That's something that was really different for me to put that up, and I'm really glad we did, because it's just another side of the character
on your channel, right?
You're the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you killed it. You're full character. Which is awesome. That's what I think everybody wants to see, is you and full Carlos, gear and everything. Hair, it's all there. weapon.
We had that too, like with that was like another great thing when everybody does things like that, is because when we did that, we had both the cast of Resident Evil 2 and 3 on board. Like Nick showed up like dressed as Leon and stuff. He went full, and he just put on his outfit. He dirtied himself up.
Yeah,
like,
he puts the grime. He puts the
like,
blood.
I saw this.
Injuries. Yeah.
I mean, Nick is literally the motion capture. So you know, when you put the gun like this, you have to think that's what he was doing in the studio. That's him.
Yeah,
that was something I was thinking about when we were talking earlier. Like, yeah, it is. I
was watching the that I think it was some convention center or something. He was there with Claire.
Yeah,
he was dressed like Leon, and he was, you know, with the gun and everything. I mean, that's very interesting. That's what he was doing in the studio. People may not realize, but that's what he was doing in the game for real.
Yep.
No, that's really interesting. He's a fan himself. Like when we were all down together in
PAX South
and everything like that, Ali and JJ were setting up, and Corey and Bob, they were all setting up for the big panel we had. But me and Nick went off site to go do his Resident Evil 2 shoot because a friend of ours had an ADA. So, you know, we all met up, and I don't know, like Nick's just got that personality. So he went to his, we went to the hotel, and he talked to the maintenance people. It's like, yeah, could we, you know, film under here? Like, you know, he talked to the guys, and they let us in like that. So we're actually shooting in like the maintenance tunnels where all like the steam pipes are and the boilers. It looks like right out of Resident Evil 2 remake. And that was like one of the best shoots I had, and it was so much fun. And like we saw like cockroaches like this friggin' big down there. Like, oh jeez, it's just like the game.
It's a bioweapon. You know, Benson, do you do any kind of autographs? Do you have anything set up where you sell pictures of yourself as in your Carlos gear and send out autographs like that, or anything?
I never tried, but if you guys want autograph, if you explain me how to do that.
Yeah, if you I can get you with someone that can kind of get you into a system of doing that online virtually.
Okay.
Where you do these autographs.
I don't mind doing autographs. I can even send you a brick and sign it if you want.
Perfect. Yeah.
That'd be great.
What I was thinking, the fans might like that, you know, if I knew, a photo shoot in your full gear, and then you know, you can sign those.
I swear to God, I would have bring some bricks here. And I can do this actually. I know there's some down there.
No, dude, like you should definitely do some videos and put them on your Twitter about like you just breaking bricks.
For sure. Look at Carlos.
I would love it.
I think I did 4 or 5 videos where, you know, I remember I was doing this when I was a teenager. And it was karate, kyokushinkai, and taekwondo. There's a lot of breaking.
Yeah, a lot of breaking.
A lot of breaking things, and the inspiration was best of the best, guys.
Best of the best. Yeah,
such a good movie.
Yeah,
I swear, I was like, I gotta do the same thing, man. If he can do it, I'll do it. I'll spend the rest of my life, and I'll do it. And that's not the only thing I can break. You know, like these plots,
palm trees,
like wooden plots. Yeah, like Van Damme. I swear to God, when I was a teenager, I could break it in 2. I swear to God, I'm gonna try to do this again. I'll do a video.
I'm
pretty sure. Do it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can do it again. Because
if Chris can punch a boulder, Carlos can break a brick.
That's very interesting, because breaking bricks, I didn't do that maybe for like 10 years. I didn't do this 10 years, and then I'm like, I saw some of them, like that reminds me like back in the days. Maybe I should give it a try. I took some weight in between, you know, like I took some weight. So I'm like, I'm maybe stronger than I used to.
Right.
Yeah. And then I try, boom, and that's it. Well, so
yeah,
a lot of people want autographed bricks now, just to let you know. I'm seeing everybody asking for them.
Okay, guys, you want autographs? I'll give you stars.
2 things about that. So we got a $5 donation from Mr. Nice Chai. He's a frequent donator to us. He says donations for the brick signings. So I think he'd like that. And second off,
okay, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll do some.
Benson, we gotta talk about your actual photo shoot that you had done. I don't know if a lot of people had seen this or anything, but he dressed up like he is now and had a full-on photo shoot, and it was great. Like, dude, you gotta tell us about that.
A small mini movie, and the small mini movie, believing it or not, it wasn't it wasn't expected. We just started to go like, let's try something, you know. It ends up being what it is. You can find it on my YouTube channel. And of course, I had to break a brick in there, so I just did it.
There you go.
Like, dude, you had everything. You had like smoke bombs in that thing. Like that shoot was so amazing. You guys had a great location for that too.
The location was great, man. I didn't know that location. That photograph is now he's in Vietnam. Wait. He's not in Vietnam. He went back to that's not Vietnam. That's what's the name? The island. They write like in Japan down there. I've been there. What's the name? Taiwan.
Taiwan. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's in Taiwan, and he came just for a moment, and we met. And like maybe we got to work something together because I know that guy from a long time. I met him in Japan. I re-met that guy in Japan. It was a coincidence. Once, twice, third. I'm like, I got to work with him.
3 times is just, that's not a coincidence.
Not that guy.
Yeah.
I know him from high school.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't see that guy. It's been 20 years, something like that. Because I lived in Canada, USA, Dubai, Cairo in Egypt, Japan. And I meet him. I'm like, I see his face. I'm like, I know his face for somewhere in the train. I swear. I'm like in the Yamanote line, in between Shinjuku and Harajuku.
Yep.
And I'm like, I know that guy. And I talked to him. Were you in that high school? He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, I know you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then a year later, I met him again. How many chances can you do you think you can? The probability is really low that you meet someone 3 times in Japan that you didn't meet. I'm like, man, I got to work with that guy, and the result is very good. So when he came, the friends are like, okay, you here, man, we got to do something together.
Yeah.
John TTA gave you a new nickname. John donated $5. Says if you were a WWE fighter, your name would be Benson the Brick Breaker Mokhtar.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I would probably fight the Yokozuna and Bret Hart. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Nemesis.
Actually, he's retired.
That's Nemesis, man.
This weekend is a tribute to him, I think.
He dressed
really
the
is.
same.
Yeah, he really is. That's Nemesis. Inspiration right there.
And what was it? We got a $2 donation from another frequent donator of ours named Cat Shark. He says, "Can I have my brick made out to Rose Cat Shark?"
Rose Cat Shark. And then Azarian Sin says,
"I love it."
Azarian Sin says, "Brick Breaker sounds like a Marvel DC hero."
It does.
So the mythology of Benson has grown in the last hour.
Well,
not only are you Carlos, but now you're a superhero. You're going to be a WWE star.
Well, it's kind of funny.
It's going to be everything, man.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like with Nick and Leon, when we did that stream from when he was visiting family, he was just devouring Oreos. So like Nick and Oreos, like
now everybody knows Nick for Oreos. Now they're going to know Benson for brick
like
making.
Carlos and the brick.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? When I did the interview with Nick, when my OBS went BS.
Yep.
Like a letter dropped. Oh, but anyway, I had some Oreos for him, and I forgot to bring it.
Oh.
I was so mad. I had prepared Oreos for him. I left them.
Oh.
So I was okay. Never mind.
Yeah, he goes to conventions and gets Oreos all the time. Now everybody knows him for the Oreo guy. So I imagine if you go to conventions in the future,
I got some here. I can show you right here.
I can see you if you go to conventions in the future. You expect to get bricks now. People might be bringing you bricks.
I'll do that.
Right? Break them in public. There you go.
I mean, we got to. But like full disclosure, guys, don't bring an.
That's my signature, man. Yeah. That's my signature.
There you go.
I'll sign. Signature. That's gonna be your autograph signature, man.
And then I'll break it in half.
Yeah, just like find like the fake bricks that people can make and stuff and have them around. Don't bring it. You'll never get a real one into a convention anyway. But.
Yeah, they probably won't. Okay, we'll start wrapping it up here. We got a couple little things. Some people have been asking you. You said it earlier. You kind of hit the line, but a lot of people are asking you to say the Foxy Ladies line.
Oh. Okay, what's the precise line? Can someone drop it down there so I won't make a mistake? You know, that's a punchline. You can't.
Yeah, I want to get it word for word. Tony, you play RE3 a lot more than I do, isn't it? All the foxy ladies love my accent.
It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's the accent. It drives the lady. Oh no, is it? Oh god, no, I can't remember. It's like my favorite game of all time. I can't remember. What the hell?
All right, I'll look it up.
Here.
Someone in the chat, just drop it, like copy paste it and drop it.
I'm looking here. Foxy ladies quote. Foxy ladies cafe. That's definitely not the one I'm looking for. He says, I know you want to ask me out. All the foxy ladies love my accent. It drives them crazy.
I know. You want to ask me out. All the foxy ladies like my accent. That's how he says it, huh?
Something like it, yeah.
Man, if Vince sees this, he's going to be impressed by that. The original Carlos, we interviewed him a while back.
Yeah, Benson Mokhtar.
That was good, dude. That was real good.
Yeah.
You did interview the original
Carlos? A couple years ago. Yeah, Benson Mokhtar. We interviewed him.
I want to see that. Maybe you send me the link. I want to see
that.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's a good interview. He talks about having to basically adapt that accent because he's, that's not a natural accent for him. So he had to work with what he was being given and adopt that kind of accent to give Carlos that character, basically.
So he's not Hispanic. He's not.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
No, that is good acting, man.
Yeah. So where can everybody follow you that's not following you on social media already? Which one do you prefer? Instagram, Twitter, all of them?
Instagram, Twitter. I got a TikTok if you want to, and YouTube channel. So up to you guys. Whatever you prefer, follow me.
Okay, those links are in the description. We may not have your YouTube in there, but we can definitely share that with everyone.
My YouTube channel is Benson Mokhtar.
Okay, like just your name then, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, if you find me on Twitter and Instagram, there is a link where you can find me on YouTube.
And when you do your live streams, you do those to YouTube or Twitch? Just YouTube?
YouTube. I got a Twitch too.
You have Twitch as well?
Maybe I'm gonna try to be more connected to the Twitch account. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I got a Twitch too. I forgot to mention it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
We'll definitely like throw your Twitch out there on our social medias and help you grow there, dude. We'll definitely help you out with that.
Is it under your name as well, Benson? For Twitch?
Benson Mokhtar.
Okay. And what about TikTok? Same thing?
Same thing. Very easy to find me, I believe.
Perfect. So go subscribe to his Twitch or follow him on Twitch. Subscribe to his YouTube. Follow his. I don't know how TikTok works. I'm not a TikTok guy.
I'm not a TikTok guy, but I'm giving it a try.
Right.
Doing like breaking bricks videos, kicks videos.
You want to watch Carlos break a brick on TikTok? There it is.
and doing kicks, John Travolta kicks, like a mix of Travolta and Hokuto no Ken, So.
Okay. And then, you have any parting words for the fans? For everybody who's come to love you as the model, the face of Carlos?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do you have any parting words for them? Any appreciation? Anything you want to say to them?
Man, I really like you. I really love you guys. You guys, like I said earlier, the best part of Resident Evil is definitely the fan base. You guys really hardcore fans. I wasn't aware of the fan base until I played. I mean, I was in the game Resident Evil 3, even though I played Resident Evil 2. It's until people started contacting me and trying to figure out whether I was Carlos or not. And yeah, you're definitely the best, guys. You're definitely the best fan base. Love you guys.
They love you too. We love you too. Thank you so much for taking your time today. I know it's late out there. People were asking where you're from. Right now you're living in France, and with everything that's going on, you're kind of on lockdown. But I really appreciate you giving us your time, letting us meet you, letting the fans get to know more about you. And I think we'll be having you on here again soon, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And Convention Center, if I get any chance to leave France.
Yeah. Hopefully when the world gets back to normal.
Yeah, definitely.
We want to make our RoCon like a real deal in person, so maybe we can work that in the future. If you're stateside, we can bring you by for something as well. That'd be awesome. Be cool to have you out there just to kind of meet the fans and sign some autographs and break some bricks. That's all I care about right now is breaking bricks. I love it.
I'd love for that too.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more Resident Evil content here at the Residents of Evil. And make sure you go follow Benson on all of his social media. We'll see you back here next time. Have a good day.
guys. Goodbye.